Good morning, welcome to Morning Maths, day 45. You just need your pencil and paper. Copy me if you need to, go faster than me if you can. Let's go. Year 3 level, question 1. Different question to what we've been used to over the last few weeks. Value of the 4 in 465. The value of the 4. So what is that 4 worth? Because it's not just worth 4. The 5 is worth units, 5 units. The 6 is worth 6 tens. The 4 is worth 4 hundreds. So the answer today is 4 hundreds. So I'm going to write it in, I'm going to write the word hundreds here. That's what the 4 is worth, 4 hundreds. And if you write it in digits, of course, 400 says 400, doesn't it? So different type of place value question today. Let's move on to question 2. Question 2 is addition. 546 plus, by the way, don't line it up like this. Don't do that red bit because that's wrong, isn't it? That's not lined up down the right. You have to You have to line it up down the right. So line it up like this. And then it's nicely lined up down the right side. Excuse me, cubes again. 6 plus 7. 6 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is 13. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And 500 is 500. So the answer is 573. In the units, tens and hundreds is our hats. We have 573 because 546 plus some more makes it get bigger to 573. And we can go on to question 3. Question 3 is minus with our column subtraction method. That says minus, doesn't it? So we'll write the sign minus in a little while. 235 minus 162. 235 minus 162. I'll put my hats on. Units, tens, hundreds. 5 take away 2, that's easy enough. 5 take away 1, 2 is 3. 3 take away 6 we can't do. If you had £3, you couldn't give someone 6. If you had 3 tens, you can't give someone 6 tens because you've only got 3. So 3 needs some help. It goes to the more valuable column, the bigger column, hundreds. We can get one from there and bring it over here. So it says 13 now. So it used to be 200s. We made it go down to 100. We brought the other 100 over here. So we have 13 tens take away 6 tens. We can do that. 13 take away 6. Take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We get 7 tens. And 100 take away 100 is no hundreds. Nothing at all. You don't need to put that 0, do you? So the answer is 73. Question 4 is multiplication, as usual. 7 lots of 5. 7 times 5. 7 times 5. Now we, in year 3 anyway, probably know our 5 times table. So we're seeing our 5 times table 7 times. Because 7 times 5 is the same as 5 times 7. So let's sing our 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I get to. I counted up to 7 fingers and I got to 35. So if you have 5 7 times, you will have 35. On to question 5, our division question. Question 5. So what we do in 12 divided by 4. We'll get 12 cubes, if I've counted them correctly. We'll divide them into 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. 4 groups. 1 group here, 1 group here, 1 group here, and 1 group down here. So I keep dividing, sharing the cubes equally, as we do every day. Looks like we're going to get 3 in every group, because the answer is 3. 12 divided by 4 equals 3. And then we can move on to the year 4 level work. Hopefully everyone's copied question 5 now, who's working with me. And we'll go on to question 6, year 4 level. Value of the 3 in 3,000, well you can hear it, can't you? 3,452. What's the value of the 3? It's not units, it's not tens, it's not hundreds. It's worth thousands, it's worth 3,000s. So the answer is 3,000s. Going to practice spelling thousands. So copy this please. 3,000s. The digits version is 3. And then we'll just put 3 zeros instead of these numbers. 1, 2, 3. So it says 3,000s. That's question 6. Different to the place value questions we've been doing lately. Question 7. 1,898 more than 1,898. More than means plus. The numbers are the same, so this is a plus question. We'll plus them. You could actually times it by 2. It's the same result. But we're going to do an addition. 9 plus 9 is 18, plus 1 is 19, isn't it? 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 at the front. 3,796. Just a little bit less than 3,800, so that makes sense. Next, question 8. $5,327 reduced by, which means minus, 2,254. In takeaway, in minus, make sure you get the biggest number at the top. And that was the first number in this case. But it isn't always in a word problem, so you've got to watch out for that. Biggest number at the top in column subtraction. Make sure you copy the digits correctly. I'm talking to myself here as well as you, making sure I copy the digits correctly. 7 take away 4 is 3. 2 take away 5, can't do, 2 needs some help. 12 take away 5 we can do, that's 7. 12 take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 7. 2 take away 2 is 0. 5 take away 2 is 3. It's not worth 3, is it? It's worth 3,000, because the answer is 3,073. Minus made the original number get smaller, because minus usually makes things get smaller. Hopefully you've heard me say that so many times now that you automatically check when you've done a minus that it's got smaller. Question 9. 9 groups of 12. Well, groups of is going to be times. It's going to be 9 times 12. We can write that. 9 times 12, we can sing our 9s or our 12s. Let's sing our 9s 12 times. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45 and 54, 63, 72, 81 and 90, 99 and 108. It's 108. 9 times 12 is 108. And question 10 will be next. And it's share, as always, it's divide. We'll use the bus stop to share 768 between 3. This will work without a remainder. 3 into 7 is 362. But I only said 6, that was 7, so remainder 1. How many 3's in 16? 3, 6, 9, 12 and 15 is 5, remainder 1. How many 3's in 18? 3, 6, 9, 12 and 15, 18 is 6. And next is question 11. Value of the 7 in 4.57. Value, oops, it's not very neat, is it? Make sure it looks like a 5. It nearly looked like a 6 then, didn't it? If you're watching. Value of the 7 in 4.57. So this is a place value question. I'm going to put the hats on, but with a decimal point, it's always units that comes before the decimal point. Next column is called the tenths, and as you know, the next column is called the hundredths column. We're looking for the value of the 7, so it's worth 7 hundredths. 7 hundredths. Not hundreds, hundredths. Has this extra bit on the end, which means it's very small, really. 7 hundredths. As digits, 0.07. That's what the 7's worth. Not much. Tiny little bit. Bits come after the decimal point. So 7 hundredths is just worth 0.07. And these two are equal. There's also a fractions answer, of course. 7 over 100. These three answers are all equal. They're all the same. They just look different. Let's get to question 12. 80,000 plus 50,000. 80 plus 50 is 130, so it's going to be 130,000, I think. You could do column method if you want. Well, I'm going to anyway. 80,000 plus 50,000. Be careful with the amount of zeros when you're copying it down. 8 plus 5, it's in the 10,000s column, it's 13 10,000s. The 1 gets carried over to here. Now we have 130,000. There's a lot of ways of saying that. 130,000 is how we'd usually say that. But you could say it was 13 tens of thousands, 13 10,000s. You could say it was 130,000, well, we did anyway. You could say it was 1,300 hundreds. You could say it was 13,000 tens, or of course 130,000 units. I know some of those sound weird and strange, but just wanted you to hear it. Sometimes you get questions like, you know, say this number, or how many hundreds is this number? So you go, well, you go up to the hundreds column, it's actually 1,300 hundreds. An unusual question, but it's good to know different ways of saying the number. Question 13. 7 is bigger than 4 and a bit, so 7 goes on the top. 7's a bit jealous of this number because 7 has no decimal places, but it can have some. 0.00 is exactly the same. 7.00 is exactly the same as 7. Still 7 point nothing, so it's still just 7. But the great thing about the 0.00 is it lets us line up the question correctly. Because without these zeros, the column method won't work here. 0 take away 6 we can't do. Get some help. 10 take away 6 is 4. 9 take away 7 is 2. Don't forget a decimal point. 6 take away 4 is 2. We get 2.24. 7 take away 4 and a bit is 2 and a bit. 7 take away 4 is 3. Take away a bit more is 2 and a bit. Makes sense? And next question 14. The product of... Now here we have some decimal multiplication. Product means times, of course, that's why it's multiplication. I'm going to write 6.15 as if it's 615 and multiply it by 3. Decimal point goes here, but I've lined it up as if there was none. 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. 3 times 6 is 18. It's not 1,845. There's 2 decimal places here in the question. So there's 2 decimal places in the answer. Those 2. And it's 18.45. Because 6 times 3 is 18 anyway, isn't it? And 15 times 3 is 45, but we say 0.45. 18.45. To be honest, that one you could actually do in your head, couldn't you? 6 times 3 is 18. 15, no, it's not really 15. It isn't really 15. But 15 times 3 is 45, so 18.45. Just be careful how we said it. I know a few videos ago I said a decimal incorrectly. I said something like 18.45 when I should be saying 18.45. Anyway, question 15. How many hundreds in 1,000? How many hundreds in 1,000? There's 1,000 units. There's 100 tens. See, 100 tens. There's 10 hundreds in it, isn't there? Put the thousands on, there's obviously 1,000. But if we go up to the hundreds column, there's 10 hundreds in 1,000. So the answer, I'm just going to do an arrow and say 10. Because I won't put equals, because 1,000 doesn't equal 10. 1,000, how many hundreds in there? There are 10 hundreds. That's a good question, actually. Good to know that. And as I showed you, you do it by saying 10 up to the hundreds column. If they said how many tens, you'd say there's 100 tens. This is really a quite high level place value understanding if you understand this. Let's go to question 16. We have more place value work for year 6 now. 4.443. What's the value of, I know it just says value of the 3. I don't have room for what is the. So value of the 3 in 4.443. Value of the 3. When there's decimals, I always go to the units first, which comes before the decimal point. Tenths column, I'm sure you know this, you 6 level people. Hundredths column and thousandths column. So the answer is 3, because there's 3 in this column, thousandths. We'll write it in this word thousandths. And in digits, you basically change everything to a 0 except the 3. So it'd be 0.003. 0.003. They're worth the same. 3 thousandths is 0.003. The fractions answer as well is 3 over 1,000 because it's in the 1 over 1,000 column, but there's 3 of them. So 3 over 1,000. So 3 different answers, all worth the same but look different. Question 17 next. This is a very, very big plus, but it's not very difficult. Unless you're put off by the size of the number, it's not very difficult. 7 million plus 13 million. Well, 7 plus 13 is 20, so it's just 20 million. Millions have 6 zeros. It was actually like football transfers that taught me that years ago. Because players go for millions of pounds, don't they? And I learned that millions have 6 zeros. So make sure I've got 6 zeros. 7 million plus 13 million. And it's almost all zeros, which are quite easy to add, aren't they? Make sure they look like zeros. They look more like raindrops or something else. Anyway, 7 plus 3 is 10. 1 plus 1 is 2. So I've done it here just to check that it was, thousands, comma, millions, comma. It was 20 million and nothing else to say. 20 million is the answer. And on to question 18. 345 less than 892. Don't do this, of course, because if you try and do this, it won't work, because you know why, don't you? That's wrong because we've put the biggest number at the bottom, and the biggest number has to go at the top. So don't do that. Instead, do this. 892. The numbers are easy for year 6 level. It's just the trick of putting the right number at the top, the biggest number at the top in column subtraction. I wonder if I tricked you on that one. 2 take away 5, can't do. That's an 8. I don't need to explain that bit, do I? 547 we get for our answer. And we go on to question 19. 3.24 doubled. Well, double is multiplying by 2. Actually, I can see that it will be 6.48. I can see that. I'll just show you how it goes in the column method anyway. Really quick even on the column method. 6.48 is definitely right. That was easier than it looked actually. And next, I didn't number that question, did I? That was 19, of course, down here. 19. We've just got question 20 to go. How many 3s in 45,384? That's just a bit of language that's important that you know that means division. How many somethings in a something is division. So how many 3s in 45,384? It just means divide by 3. We're finding out how many 3s fit into it. How many times can I get 3 from this number? 3 into 4 is 1, carry the 1. I don't need to tell year 6 how to do this stuff. I need to remind myself though, got a bit stuck then. 15,128. The numbers got smaller because division usually makes things smaller. It used to be 45,000 and something, now it's only 15,000 and something. That makes perfect sense. So 15,128, that's this answer. Let's check all of our other answers. 15,128 and everything else. Another day done. You're a little bit cleverer than before. Or if you knew it all already, hopefully you're a little bit accurate than before. And if you're already totally accurate, hopefully you're a little bit faster than before. You can always get faster. I'll see you next time.